In this extraordinary interview, Danny Lewis engages in a candid conversation with Mayor B. Johnny Thomas of Glendora, Mississippi, shedding light on the harrowing case that rocked this small town, the tragic story of Emmett Till. Delve into the depths of this dark chapter in history as the mayor offers unique insights and intimate personal accounts. Explore the collective pain, resilience, and pursuit of justice that continues to shape Glendora's identity. Prepare to be moved by this powerful dialogue between two individuals determined to preserve the truth and honor the memory of Emmett Till.
We opened the investigation again back in 2001, something like that. 2000, something like that. They reopened it because they still saying some more people that's still living. Right. And they can get some more evidence. And his daddy was one of them. Our mayor right here that's coming.
Really?
He was the one that was on back of the truck.
On the truck.
Holding him down.
Holding him down.
Yeah. But his daddy would never admit it. He would never admit it though.
Probably told me they're gonna kill him if he ain't
probably, you know, he was back then, but this was Zach. This was J.W. Miles used to live here back then.
Right.
Yeah, and that was his stove down there.
Right here.
Yeah, and then this the old gin.
That's the gin.
Yeah, that's the gin that they got the fan out of.
Put around his neck.
And it was an old shed back there too. This is where they started whooping them at, and then they took them somewhere over toward Rubeville way. And this other farm over there, they finished them off there.
Right.
Yeah, then they brought them back over here and dumped it, and it's Tallahatchie back there.
Behind the field.
Tallahatchie River is straight over there behind this field over there. Yeah, but his house was right here, man. J.W. Miles house in 2001. Yeah, they came in and soon they opened the investigation. The white folks, some motherfuckers in here at night now with a track hole and tore the damn house down. Damn, so did.
Discover the Emmett Till Museum, once an old cotton gin in Glendora, Mississippi. Uncover the immersive exhibits, artifacts, and powerful stories that honor Emmett Till's legacy. Experience a community's dedication to justice and equality.
That was running this place here, the cotton gin, became jealous of the publicity that J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant had got for killing Emmett.
Oh, okay.
So he decided he'd go down the street here and kill him, African American. That was Emmett.
Oh, wow. This the old gin where it used to look.
Yeah. Well, that's when we repaired it.
That's the bridge.
That's the bridge. This is where they threw him off of or whatever.
Yeah, that's what my father said. They dropped him off there.
We're right here today in the Mississippi Delta, in the historical town of Glendora, Mississippi, talking to my good friend, Mayor Johnny B. Thomas. All right, well, Mayor, we're here today. In case some of you don't know, Glendora, Mississippi is a historical place, and we're sitting here in the front lobby of the Emmett Till Museum. A lot of you know the story and the history of Emmett Till from the civil rights movement. So, Mayor, now, how long has this museum been up?
Well, we was inducted in 2005. We actually created this place 2005 after trying to grow sweet potatoes and feed the rest of the country. We couldn't do that, and then this came to mind since we had all of these African Americans under duress and was made to participate in this heinous act that they are now calling accomplices.
Right, so now how long have you actually been mayor of Glendora?
Well, I was first elected as mayor in 1982, but actually I am the very first African American to be elected to any office in the free state of Tallahatchie County.
Well, the fight for social justice and social equality has been a long struggle. Now, a lot of our younger people are not real familiar with the story of Emmett Till. Now, I understand, I got it from a good friend of yours, that you're in the process of writing a book or autobiography about your life and your history here in Tallahatchie County, and bits and pieces of the Emmett Till story will actually be a part of that. Just kind of explain to me a little bit so my younger viewing audience can know a little bit about the Emmett Till story here and actually living through that and not just hearing it from afar off.
Well, the Emmett Till story involves me very much. Actually, the African Americans that was allegedly there when they took him here in Glendora, and where you was sitting out there in the truck a minute ago, is where they first beat the child. And Emmett, as you know, is a young kid that came from Chicago, couldn't wait to get to Mississippi, like I used to want to get to Chicago as a child, but never could make it.
Right.
These fellas here went, but I never could make it, but I always wanted to go. And I would have been as happy as Emmett was getting to Mississippi. But for him to get ready to come here, his mother tried to tell him about the situation down here. That was the heart of Jim Crow, and she attempted to tell him that you got to get off the streets. When you meet a white person, you can't look him in the eye. You can't touch his hand. You can't put money in his hand. You can't do any of those things. You don't start talking to him before he talks to you. And he got here and had so much fun and forgot it. And of course, I have documented here from the young man that he was in the bed with, that they took him from the bed with, that he actually did whistle. And that whistle scared all of them half to death because they was from here. Right. And they knew it was kind of a death sentence. And he didn't know. That's why we named this place here Intrepid Center. It's because of the fact that Emmett had no fear. And even when they came to get him, and of course the person that gave him up had all the fear. And that was his uncle, great uncle Mose Wright. I said he had all the fear, but actually what he feared was they came there looking for one person. And had he not gave up Emmett, who was the sacrificial lamb, and he is, there would possibly have been, right now, we'd have been concerned about 4 other African American kids that would have been killed because he refused to get a right one of them. But yeah, Emmett, as I said, this community here is the African Americans that was under duress and made to participate, my father being one of them, along with 4 other African Americans, now called accomplices. And of course, you know, under Jim Crow, you could have very well been accomplished because what it was is some of us lived a little better. Some of us had a little more. And that's how they did it. They put it as pitted, Jim Crow pitted one against another. And those that had a little more had more than women because they had created back then the womanizing situation and breaking up the family, because before that all of us had wives and had home with the children. And then they, you know, came with the womanizing piece and messed up all of us, and those that was treated better had more women's than the next one. So that was a big incentive for African American back then. And I say it made them more or less accomplices because they wanted something better and they thought they was getting something better.
Right, right.
Even just to get the woman.
A search for social justice.
Search for social justice. I would definitely call it that.
Being here in such a historical place as Glendora, Mississippi. Now we're going to take a walk to the bridge and get a little footage of the bridge where they actually threw Emmett Till over in just a minute. Mayor Johnny B. Thompson, Mayor of Glendora, Mississippi. So now we're standing here in the midst of, right in the middle of the infamous Black Bayou Bridge, is where Emmett Till was allegedly thrown over and hung from the neck.
According to history, it was my father that was under duress that actually dropped him into the Black Bayou here in Glendora. Yes.
So actually, the gentlemen that were actually responsible for his murder forcefully made your father and other black men participate in the murder and the mutilation. Is that pretty much how it goes?
That is exactly how it goes, except for we're going to think that the blood would have been on the African American hands, because I doubt if they would have done it themselves. Just told, actually J.W. at one time told an African American here in this community. He didn't like an old truck like the one I have in the museum, and he wanted another one. He told him to drive it into the train, and he actually took it and ran it into the train to get rid of it for J.W. So he was a powerful man in African American.
He murdered himself.
Well, he didn't murder. He just tore up the truck so that they could collect the insurance.
Wow.
He was a powerful man. He was a Gestapo rank. Actually, my mom said that even if they were sick, he would come in the house and beat them and make them go to the field. I actually couldn't pick cattle because I had to be there when they was beating her about going to the field.
Okay, so now let's move over here. We're going to move over this way and see this bridge was actually constructed in 1916. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we're going to walk this way and take a look and get a look at, I think, the names. I'm assuming these are the names of the supervisors and the people that actually were in power during the construction of this bridge.
That's right. That was what I was telling you about before was the gods of this county. They had all power, legislative, executive, and judicial at that time. So those are four of them. The fifth one is over behind the rail there.
So these are the gentlemen that actually controlled and the financial structure of this county and this city.
That's
during
right.
that time.
1960.
What term is this?
This is 33 years.
33 years.
33 years.
So now I'm imagining that you're probably the longest running, or one of the longest running mayors in this state.
In the country.
And it definitely probably in the African American.
In the United States, we have the mayor of Bolton, Mississippi, I think might have me a few years.
All right, well look, good luck to you, and we appreciate your time. And thank you so much. Mayor Johnny B. Thomas, Mayor of Glendora, Mississippi.